I'd like to talk to you about the intuition side of our existence. In the youthful ages, the early stages of life, it's very confused and we're unable to identify. And oftentimes our mind plays tricks and we begin to think that our mind is our intuition, when really we're listening to our mind peddling ideas and desires upon us. But the real intuition is that guiding force. And the Vedic literature has a whole lot to say about this subject, because the intuition is obviously a source of knowledge and inspiration that's above. Now, many people say it's subconscious, but it's not subconscious. It's actually expanded conscious. You and I, we are conscious of our particular bodily circumstances and experiences. But at the supersoul level, at the intuition level, there is a link of all living things. And that is behind the curtain. We aren't able to experience the sufferings and enjoyments of another person's body. If you hit your hand and hurt your finger, I don't feel it, you do. But the supersoul, that platform, this unification in the background, the supersoul is the same in you and me and everyone else, and is fully conscious and fully linked all the time. That is greater, expanded consciousness. This is known as a partial representation of the Lord. Now, Vedic literature says that the Lord is realized in three features. One is the energies of the Lord, right on up to the pure energy, Brahman effulgence of the Lord, emanating from the Lord's transcendental body. Then there are expanded parts and parcels, the living entities. And then there is the expansion, the supersoul, which is a partial manifestation that accompanies every living entity and remains the witness and the intuition, the voice within. And then there is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the individual person from whom all of this, absolutely all of this, is emanating. So it is called Brahman, Supersoul, or Paramatma, and Bhagavan, the Supreme Person. This is the three levels of realization given in the Vedic wisdom as to realization of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. So we're talking today about that second level. Anyone can understand that the Supreme Lord is the cause of all this manifestation, because there isn't anybody you have ever met or will ever meet that has made this place. There are people that have made substantial contributions, let us not forget. But no one has made the place. No one has created the substance that everything is made out of, matter. No one is responsible. That is emanating from the Supreme Lord. So it's pretty easy to see that there is a potency that is governing the manipulation, control, stability of matter, from the heat and light of the sun and the wind, the air, the water, the earth, fire. These elements, these substances constitute the ingredients for the manifestation, just like the ingredients for a cake or a loaf of bread. You have to put the respective ingredients in place. So the ingredients that constitute this material world are created by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that everyone can see. Now today we're talking about the next level, and this is not seen, this is perceived. That within the heart of every living entity, there is you, the living entity, and there is the companion, the supersoul, two separate beings. You are one living being, and the supersoul is the other living being. And you have individual consciousness. But the difference is the supersoul has universal consciousness. All of the supersouls everywhere are in communication. They know everything that the other one knows, simultaneously, all the time. We only know what we are aware of, and we have to communicate to others through this bodily manifestation to other beings for them to understand what we are experiencing. So on this platform of the Supersoul, we see that it has characteristics, and it is the controller. It's dwelling in the heart of the living entities, and it exists everywhere. The issue is, the important point is, he is the friend of everyone. He's not there causing problems. He's not there to deceive. He is there to guide you, encourage you, and be a true friend under all circumstances. This is why everyone says God is all good. Because he is a real friend to every living entity. and he helps you fulfill your desires. He knows everything about all bodies. Every person has one body, and he knows everything about all of those bodies. He enters into all things, so he is fully conscious of everything that's going on and can manipulate things such that you're able to get what you want. You're able to make things work out for you. So you can come to this realization by meditating, looking within and focusing on the intuition, the voice within, the higher consciousness, the support and friend, the source of affection within yourself. And if one learns how to meditate correctly, you can open that channel. The Lord is not there to cause you problem. The Lord is not there to impose upon you. He is there to reciprocate with you. If you want him to shut up and never bother me, he will. And if you want him to please guide me and help me and inform me and protect me, he will. So you have to look at, what is it you're desiring? What is it you actually want? What is what you think is fulfillment? And then see how the Lord is witnessing you, understanding you, and going ahead and providing you with what you're looking for. So people who are in denial, they completely wall off any relationship with the supersoul, any relationship with their intuition, any relationship with their conscience, so that they can go and do any abominable thing they can imagine and not have to care about the results. And they abuse people, and they abuse the planet and the environment, and they abuse the Lord himself within. And these people never find success and happiness. Can't do it. But the others, they perceive the Lord by meditation and knowledge internally. And once one reaches that platform, the mind is conquered. The chaos and the turmoil presented by the mind and unlimited desires is overcome. And stability enters the consciousness, enters the daily experience of a living entity. Your sinful reactions or your pious reactions are not imposed upon you by the Lord. They're imposed upon you by nature. You're doing good or doing bad, and getting good or getting bad is a nature function. It's the balance of nature, the laws of action and reaction here in the material manifestation. You do something good, you get something good. You do something bad, you get something bad. It's all right there in nature. But the supersoul is different. The supersoul is simply a friend platform, advising you, don't touch the fire, you will be burnt. You could still touch the fire, oh yes, but you will be burnt, because it's a natural law. Fire burns. It doesn't matter if you know the law or you don't. It doesn't matter if you're going to learn by hearing or you're going to learn by experience. You're going to learn the same thing, because fire burns. So you could take the personal experience path and go around touching fire, drowning in the water. You can go and do anything you want and learn by the school of hard knocks. Or you can listen. You can hear from authority within, the supersoul. Authority on the outside, the spiritual master. The Vedic literature describes the chain of spiritual masters as being the external manifestation of the supersoul. And if one wants to prove whether or not he's hearing the supersoul, he'll find that the supersoul, the spiritual master, and the Vedic literature always agree. So this gives you a checks and balances. You can confirm to yourself at any time, anywhere, under any circumstance, if what you're doing, thinking is right or not, because there is a constant confirmation within and without. You need to make contact with the spiritual master, and you need to look within and listen attentively to the supersoul, and you need to know about the Vedic literature and read it and understand the knowledge such that you're available, your consciousness is available, your mind is controlled such that you can develop the relationship. And in the supersoul, it becomes, again, he's fully conscious of your thoughts and feelings and will and desires and point of view, everything. So he can Reciprocate. And he does reciprocate. And when you desire the right things, he's more than happy to reciprocate. He reluctantly allows you to do whatever horrible things you wish, irresponsible or improper, but you will be suffering because of nature's laws. So he's trying to teach you about nature's laws so that you can make informed decisions. And he's also there encouraging you, think about what the result will be. Notice what's happening over here. Listen to the people that are talking to you. He's there constantly trying to encourage you as a friend. So we have so many people who are not informed that the Supersoul is available within as the eternal friend. And they go through their whole life thinking they're alone, when they've never been alone at any moment. But because they didn't learn about the Supersoul and ask for a guidance or information and open the two-way communication channel, the Lord does not impose on you. He's not going to tell you, listen to me. He's not going to do that. He is compassionately waiting, hoping, encouraging you to do the right thing and to recognize him. An open dialogue, a two-way hear and see and listen and communicate. This is what he wants. This is really what you want, and that's why he wants it. It's for your best interest to understand that the Supersoul within is fully conscious, fully in touch. Just like nowadays, everybody's spying in your computer. The guy who actually knows your password is reading all your mail, is checked through all your files, knows your music list, knows your pictures, completely aware of everything in your computer through the back door. The relationship between you and the Supersoul is like that. He is fully aware of everything, but he's not snooping. He's understanding and trying to help you. The people who snoop in your computer, they simply want to exploit you and give you less options in life and make you do what they want you to do. Basically, they want you to deny your freedom and your rights and your God-given understanding, all your divine rights, etc. They want you to think that you are alone, that you have to do what they tell you, that you're not capable of making your own decisions and achieving enlightenment. That's what the people snooping in your computer think. But the Lord is exactly the opposite. He knows your divine qualities. He knows the great potential deep within you. And he's constantly trying to encourage you and push you and guide you in little ways that make you notice, I think I could do that. I think I can give that up, stop smoking. I think I can become a better person. I think I can apologize to this person when I see that what was happening was wrong. I think I can become a bigger man, shall we say, a greater personality, a kinder being. And this is what the Lord has in mind for you, because he gave you that potency to begin with. As I've said before, if we're not meant to be free, God wouldn't have given us free will. But he has given us free will, and he doesn't invade that or void it. You always have free will. What a great gift. Similarly, the Lord is your friend, always. What a great thing. Well, this human society has more or less forgotten the importance of free will, and has forgotten the permanent relationship between you and the Supreme Lord. And so the society is like a headless chicken. It doesn't know what to do or not to do, doesn't know where it's going, doesn't understand right from wrong. It's constantly doing things that are not for its own benefit. So you have to see that this is a subtle plane of opportunity that's being neglected by the so-called education system, which is really selfish, godless nonsense. You have to see that the governmental guidance is not for the benefit of the citizens any longer. You can see that the education system is not full of education of consciousness. It's full of stupid facts that change all the time and mean nothing. You can see that the family unit is not based on love. It's based on fault-finding and aggravation. This is all part of the contamination due to the age we're in. The bad association due to the government, due to the teachings of education, due to the television set, due to all sorts of bad social standards. But we're talking about getting around that and recognizing you are an eternal living entity with an eternal friend by your side all the time, watching, encouraging, wishing, hoping, praying for you to get your act together, for you to listen, for you to open the two-way communications, for you to realize your friendship. Whatever stage of life you're in, it's time. Time to be properly educated. Time to awaken to the fact there is a friend with you all the time. There's no alone. There's no such thing as alone. This is all misconception from the bodily perspective. If my senses aren't picking you up, you don't exist. But the Supersoul is perceived. You hear him in your heart. You feel this is wrong. This is right. You feel. It's subtle. It's not coming in your eyes. Oh, there he is standing right over there. You can achieve that too, but that's a process. It takes a long time. But the hearing can be done quickly. There is a prescribed method for purifying the heart and the mind such that you're able to hear the Supersoul. The Supersoul is already there. He's patiently waiting for you to come to that realization. You have to purify yourself such that you can hear and perceive him more clearly. And the more you're able to do that, the more faith you have, because the communication is self-evident. The purification process is the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, the great mantra for deliverance. It is prescribed specifically for the people of this age who think they're alone. Specifically for the people who are struggling with material nature and their bad karma, good karma combination. Particularly for the people who are trying to elevate themselves out of the illusory perspective of life, who've realized I'm not this body, and I'm not this mind. And I'm in need of fulfillment of the highest level. I'm in need of having a reciprocated relationship with a great friend who cares about me, cares for me, who is there at any time of day, night, or otherwise that I need them. This is the Supersoul. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, manifests himself into an unlimited number of individual particles called Supersoul that have one consciousness and many forms. And they associate and accompany every living entity, separated part and parcel like you and I, through our long sojourn of lifetimes, as we try to enjoy or we try to become realized. And it's all a matter of exercising our free will, our good choices from our bad choices. If we learn about the actual reality we're in, everything can become very, very clear, very, very quickly. And so this Maha Mantra has been given as a simple, easy, universal method that you can use anytime, anywhere, vibrating the transcendental sound vibrations of the Hare Krishna Mantra. Quietly, softly, loudly for the world to hear. Whatever suits you, whatever brings your consciousness awake. This is the opportunity in the mantra to bring you awake, to purify yourself so that these inner, subtler relationships can be nurtured and matured. So don't miss these opportunities. Don't be satisfied with screens. Don't be a screenager. Be a conscious worker for enlightenment, love of God. This is the opportunity. This is the human form of life. It is everything you need is here. You simply have to make an endeavor. And that endeavor begins with the chanting and the hearing of the Vedic literature to bring yourself to that highest platform. It is all very simple. It is all a method you simply follow. It's not something complex and intricate. You read the Vedic knowledge so you have an understanding. And you use the Maha Mantra to purify your consciousness, and you observe your life from a higher platform, and you gradually prove all the tenets and instructions to yourself. And you get more and more guidance in the spiritual master. You seek more and more association of spiritual beings. You become higher and higher on the understanding of your eternal relationship with the Lord, and you bring yourself to that platform of love of God. This is where your heart is full, where you find the fulfillment, companionship you're all looking for. This is self-realization.